Welcome to the Black Link Experience. My name is Marva B, and this is the Black Link Experience. I'm the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and I'm so excited to have my special guest here today, Jayswiftz, and I have Keith. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Thank you for tuning in. So I want to just start out by allowing my guests to introduce themselves. Ladies first.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Key Turner. I'm an MC, songwriter, singer, and sometimes producer. I am Jacksonville born, Virginia Beach raised, and glad to be representing the 757 and currently in ATL.
That's what's up. What's up, Jay?
Peace. What's going on? Jayswiftz, music producer. I mean, I got so many titles, I don't even know which ones to say, but yeah, I'm here, to have this pleasure to do this interview, to gotta let people see the insides of me and Keith Turner, what we do. We just looking forward to see, what the outcome be with this.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We always want to get in the minds of our producers, our artists, our entertainers. So I'm just thrilled to have y'all. So we're just going to start out and I'll just go back and forth, whoever want to answer the question so we can let the people know who y'all are. Keith, go ahead and tell us, what was it about music? Like, when did you know growing up that it was going to be music for you?
The precise age was 13. But music has been in my family from jump. My father is a guitar player. Growing up around the house, he would come home from work. He was in the military. He was in the Navy. When he would come home, his way to relax and diffuse was putting his guitar, plugging his guitar up into the amp and playing the night away. And he would let us, me and my brothers, he would let us get on the mic and play around with him. And then one day I just belted out a note. I was singing and he stopped and was like, wait a minute, hold on. You may have something there, and then, of course, in the late 80s, hip hop is blown up, and my brothers, they would get on the mic and rhyme. Mm-hmm. Whereas I would sing, and just watching them, I was like, well, I want to do that too. But it wasn't until I seen the MC Light as a Rock video.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, wait a minute. I want to do that, and I was young. I was real young then. So about like 13 or so, I was like, I got deep into writing, I always took my father's papers and was write short stories and stuff like that. It got me a typewriter. Next thing I know, I was writing, typing up a remix verse for In Vogue, Never Gonna Get It, just out of nowhere. Yeah. And, my parents would read it and be like, girl, wait a minute, you got something there. So they began to hone that in me and took me to my first talent shows. And then, there it is. That's the history began. I just started performing, meeting different entertainment companies and just working on my craft. And here we are.
Love it. Yeah. We always love to see our Black women, doing their thing. So very excited for you. Very excited for you, Key. Jay, what up? Tell us what's going on with you. All of us have so many hats we wear. We're so busy. What is a day like in the life of Jayswiftz?
Oh, wow. So many things. First and foremost, I'm a father. My son is Jayswiftz, which is another producer. He did a lot of stuff. A friend, I would say this. I like history. I like to share information. So the titles that I hold, management, producer, overseer, it's so many things. But I started doing music very, very early. I was actually a battle DJ. I was introduced to DJing from just being around a couple of friends that was DJing. And same thing, kind of like Key. I was influenced by it. So as time went on, I got better and better. And I began to start meeting a lot of friends that was DJs, such as my man, Dr. Butcher, the Executioners, and guys like that, Stevie D, so many to mention. But I got into that. And then I was introduced to producing because I felt like DJ, I outgrew it at the time. And I got into production from a great friend of mine's. His name is El Shabar. He actually the one that gave me the name Jayswiftz. And he took me to this place in Brownsville because I'm originally from Brooklyn, East New York. He took me a place in Brownsville called the Heritage House. And that's when I fell in love with production. And once I got into that, it was just like, I never turned back. So That's why I say I hold so many titles, because I'm behind a lot of people's career, but I do it out of love. I just share information and put them in position where I can help them any type of way I can. And so, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it's like I'll be here all day long.
I love to hear about it, and I can talk about it forever. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I gotta end this interview. I gotta end
right.
I feel that.
Yeah. So y'all, music is an outlet. You can go to music for any emotion that you're having. I don't care what it is, and that's a lot of times that's how people write out of their emotions. They write their music from their emotion, what they're feeling, what they're going through. Key, when you're writing, what is it about? Tell us about your writing.
Oh my goodness! I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Music is my ventilation. The past couple of records that I dropped specifically were real life situations, real emotions, raw vulnerability, just expressing myself. And a lot of people can relate to it, because you don't realize that a lot of people go through the same things that you go through. You're never alone, and music kind of bridges the gap for that. It brings us together. So I do a song where I'm talking about, oh my goodness, somebody who I thought was my ride or die just turned their back on me. You get like 10 other people saying, girl, I done been through the same thing. So it's like, you're able to be the soundtrack for their life, because I'm putting into words and music what they may not can express, but they've been through it, and it's talking to them. So, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Music for me is my ventilation. It's like a diary. It's a journal. It's a timestamp. I could listen to my song Yolanda's 5 years from now and be like, man, I remember when I went through that situation, that was crazy. And then I could see the growth. So music is like, it's a timestamp. It's a time machine.
Love it.
It's life. It's life. And people can relate to it. And as an artist, we provide the soundtrack for people who don't express themselves through music. They may express it through other things, but for the music side of it, we do that for them,
That's right. I love what you're saying, because all of us have a story to tell.
Yes.
Go through something, and we never know. If we never tell our story, how can we help people? So I think whoever's anybody walking this earth has something that they've gone through that they can share with somebody else and help somebody else to grow.
Absolutely.
And I like how you said a timestamp. Like all the interviews I've had before, I haven't heard that, because you can go back. And if you think about some of the people in the industry, like the big names in the industry, and you go back, like Mary J. Blige, you go back through all of her music and her life story all the way up to now, and it's still relevant. Still relevant. Jayswiftz, let me ask you, what is it about relevance in the business that you have? Like, what do you think the purpose is? Your purpose is?
I feel my purpose is to see other people succeed. When I lend hands out to people, it's not that I actually want anything back in return. I just want to see somebody else succeed, because I know growing up, I wanted somebody to influence me to do better and make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not even about money. Like I said, I put a lot of people in position where, they successful to this day. And, I could still call on them. Sometimes I get the Hollywood thing where, they feel like, I ain't nobody compared to them. But it's cool, because what I done from the heart. You see what I'm saying? So that's the most important thing to me. Right. And what I do from the heart. I don't ask anything nobody back in return for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So my irrelevancy, I feel like just be able to if I can help, I would do it. And I'm looking for something to see other people grow. And because I know if they successful, I know I'm successful, because I lent up the hand to be successful. So
that's right.
Same thing like I did with like my brother Rothstein. Like with Rothstein, that's my guy. That's my guy, So the thing is with him, I told him, I said, yo, I got a situation for you, man. Just give me some beats, send some beats to Pap. And here it is. It happened for him. You know what I'm saying? So
I love that. Yeah.
He always bigging me up. Like, that's my guy. But I do it for the love, man. That's the type of person I am. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see my guys, my family successful.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about the No Egos room and how you talked about people you help. You kind of get that Hollywood thing. But you know what? When you put good out in the atmosphere, good comes back to you.
Exactly.
So we're about helping others. Right. And if I can help somebody because somebody helped me, then I don't need anything in return. God's going to take care of that.
Exactly.
So I love that. And I love Rostin. Shout out to my bro, Rostin.
Yes, my
and I
God.
was so excited about the Papoose thing. You know, Papoose, it's a big deal. That's a big deal. But for me, like you, Jayswiftz, Rostin is humble. Like he's grounded. And it was like, yeah, that's a big deal, but I'm still who I am. I don't have to go, and I'm still out here trying to help people.
Right.
So I think that you get your greatest success and your greatest reward when you help people.
Right.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about some of the gigs, Key, that you have encountered along the way in this business. Like, what have you done? What stages have you been on that is your most memorable?
Oh, I would. Oh man, I've been performing for such a long time. I gotta give me a second to wheel it back a bit,
right?
Because I've been performing. I've been blessed for real to perform since before I was 18 years old. You know, I've graced a lot of stages. The very first show that I've done, it was in front of Rob Bass, you know, and Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was the one who actually threw the talent show, and I got picked to be a part of it.
Awesome.
All the way to opening up for artists like Mace when I was like 15 at a place in Portsmouth, Virginia called the Ebony Showcase, you know. I've performed in front of Missy. I've performed in front of Redman, Wyclef.
Wow.
Onyx. So many stages. But I would have to say that the biggest honor for me lately is to have performed a show for De La. De La Soul wasn't there, but it was an homage to 3 Feet High and Rising. It was like the 20-year anniversary, and they handpicked certain artists in the area to perform at an amazing venue called Terminal West. And it was in October, just before COVID hit, because it was that October, November, and then COVID came like later on. That was like the last big performance that I had, you know. And that was amazing because I grew up on De La. So to have the opportunity to honor them and celebrate the album was just out of this world. And even though they weren't there, Plug One actually saw a clip because I tagged him, you know, in the performance, and he's like, "Oh my God, y'all did a great job." So that was amazing to me. I'm like, "Oh, get the sheet." I'm done. He loved it, you know. And so that was good for me. It was me, Mariah Parker, Preston, Dashiell, Adam Bean, Mike Sick, like we all came together and just rocked it. And that to me was such an honor because like De La, they're my heroes, you know, that whole entire squad, Tribe, you know, I mean, on the De La, Queen, like that's me, you know, I love that. I came up on that. So it was such an honor. As far as music is concerned, right now, I do have a record out with Rhapsody and Rob Digger called Black Woman, and that's on a project that's soon to drop that's full of amazing women MCs and singers and poets and artists called The Future is Female.
Oh, wow.
Right now that's streaming everywhere. So that, you know, music wise, that's probably the biggest thing I have out. And then I do have some other things on the way that's huge with some legends, and I'm just excited. So
well, we wish you the best on that. We wish you the best.
She ain't telling you that she got singles out herself, but she ain't telling you that.
So I'm trying to dig and get it out of her.
So we're gonna come coming out. Yeah. That's out. Y'all go stream. Just look it up. I got so much music out there right now that y'all can look up. Yeah,
we're gonna get a couple of them out of you. Let's talk about being a well-rounded person or individual in the business, because when I hear Bots talk, and he's a producer, he says, I learned the piano, I learned the drums, I learned how to hear music, I learned this, I learned that, so that I can be, you know, a important integral in the business, I think. Right. What do you say about being well-rounded and developed in this business?
Okay, you can take a key. I'll come behind you.
About being well-rounded?
Yeah, just well-diverse in this
business. Yeah. I feel like, especially when it comes to music, you can never box yourself in. You need to learn different parts of not just the, you know, the skeletons and the bones of the music, but everything else that comes with it. Yeah, I feel like unless you're already set on where, you know, like, okay, I'm this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to step outside of that box. Me personally, I'm not like that. I like to experiment and do different things. I like to be out of the box, because as a person, as a soul, spirit, and body, we have so many layers as people. It's like, I know that this right here is not just one layer for me. I know other layers that I have to discover about myself. So I'm not going to just limit myself to one thing. But like I was saying, you know, Prince is the perfect example. We know that Prince is a master at the guitar, but Prince, they say, can play over like X amount of instruments. You know, he just doesn't box himself into that. So I just feel like it's important as an artist that you do try your best to just be versatile and be diverse and open yourself and listen. Don't just listen to hip hop. Don't just listen to rock. Listen to different things. You know, you got Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would have never known that he was a Dilla fan. Like, what? Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers? He crying, holding up Dilla like, I love this guy. And I'm like, that's so dope to me, because, you know, he goes outside of himself. He goes outside of his rock cover, and he listens to hip hop. He's a hip hop head. I'm like, that is beautiful. So I just feel like, step outside yourself, listen to more than that. And it's important because it's going to help you mold yourself into something different too. Take all the different aspects and
I think it does. And I think it just makes you more needed in the business. People can pull on you more the more you know. The more you know, and the more diverse you are. Absolutely. You can help other people. They can pull on you, and it keeps you kind of relevant, I think.
It does. Like I have people that I've done collabs with that have pulled on me to sing just hooks. I just need you to sing a hook because I know that you can harmonize. Right. Oh, I know you're a bar spitter, but on this song, can you just harmonize for me? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. Like, why not? Yeah.
I love it. You want to piggyback off that, Jay?
Yeah. So pretty much what Key was saying is that, you know, myself, I don't box myself, and I have an ill record collection. I've been doing record digging for some years, and everybody been always try to go through my records, but I won't let them go through it. So, I have all different type of genre of music. Like, I don't never box myself in. As being a record collector, you can't. Like, I like jazz, I like rock, I like hip hop, I like R&B, I like, you know, I'm old school with it, you know what I'm saying? So I always like classical stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as long as you don't box yourself in, you know, I'm sure you know, and that was the main objective that me and Keith talked about. Like, when we started working on this project, you know, that's coming, we talked about not allowing her to be boxed in like other female rappers. And I think that was the beautiful thing about it. Like, we both agree on that. Sometimes, you know, people could get, you know, boxed in to where they feel like, that's not me, that's not hip hop. And, you know, as long as you able to see the bigger picture, I think that you would be more successful, because you got to remember, the United States is not this a world. You know, we have a big, you know, 52 countries. You got to cover all of that, you know. So sometimes, you know, you have to be able to be well-bounded when it comes to doing different type of music, you know, especially with hip hop. You know, there's no limitation what they consider to be hip hop. You know, I did a beat for Key, and, you know, and she did something totally different that what I didn't expect her. She's like, yo, bro, there's no limitation to that. You know, what are you saying? So I was like, oh, wow. You know, I kind of got stung by that because I wasn't expecting her to say that. But yeah, as long as you unbox yourself and you great, I think you'll be very successful. And the most important thing is you always have to have a good foundation, a good team. Yeah. As long as you got that, you'll be very successful.
We're going to get into that. I like that you said that. So that's a great segue into what I'm going to talk about next. But before I go there, I just feel like, you know, when you get and that's in anything you do, you get yourself in this box and you never come out. How do you grow? How do you level up? You got to experience some things. And so what if you fail? So what? That's right. That's where you learn your best experiences. When you fail, like, what happened? So you don't do it again. Right. So I love it. So let's talk about the business side of this thing, you guys, because I hear it's the game, the music industry is very grimy. It can be. And for someone to come in the business and not know the business, how it can just swallow you up. Whoever want to take it, let's talk about it.
I could start it. You want me to start it, Q?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've
So,
seen a lot of that.
Yeah, you definitely gonna see that. But like I said, pretty much what I was saying before, it was as long as you establish something, a foundation, and you kind of keep, your circle tight, your foundation tight, you have to worry about griminess, because if you see that type of stuff, behavior going on, you know how to dismiss yourself from it. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times, the only how a person could be grimy to another person is that person allowed them to be grimy. If you're not doing your due diligence and researching and knowing your business and what you get yourself into, it can't swallow you. It can't swallow you and put you in bad positions. And you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people just want to come into the business but don't want to learn it. You see what I'm saying? They put their career in other people's hands. Sometimes that's kind of a bad thing to do. See, the thing is, with me and Key, we partners. See what I'm saying? So anybody we bring in, we partners with them. See what I'm saying? And it's not just Key that we have. We have multiple other talents that's amongst us, and we all family. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say successfully, we're going to be great at that, because the only how you're going to be able to come in as a conference is that you have to be family. That's foundation first. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, we teach each other. We come in, we collectively, if the idea that's brought up, we'll come together, whether it's virtue, whether it's phone, and everybody voice their opinion on something. Yeah. And that's how we move.
I agree that you have to be around like-minded people. Mm-hmm. And you have to have that trust, right? It's not that you're keeping your circle tight because you just mean you don't want people. It's because you have to protect what's going on, and you have to trust everybody. Like I have a lot of people in my circle because it just has to be that way. Not because they bad people, right. I have to protect what I have going on.
Exactly.
So, let me ask, how did you and Key, how did you and Jay, how did you guys connect? Where did the connection come from?
I'll let you take that.
Instagram. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know. I know. I've been posting my music on Instagram for a minute. Like that's, Instagram is everything.
Right.
And Jay, you heard my stuff through somewhere.
No, you want me to tell the story?
I want to hear the story.
We might have two different versions, but my version is I got a DM. And he was like, Tiff and A1, and he asked me to do a collab for Luger.
Are we talking about A1?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Hey,
A1. Yeah.
I did on A1 early stuff, and I got he been trying to get me to release all this old stuff we've done, but I haven't had time to do it yet.
Yeah, see, because I'm from VA, so I've been around Tiff. Oh my gosh, she's an amazing MC. Love Tiff, her husband A1. Know them from back home, so I'm like, Tiff and A1. I was like, you fam, I ain't charging you for no verse on that. Let's get down.
So I love Tiff too. I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. Sent me the track that he wanted me on, and that was the song "Shoot for the Stars."
Yeah.
That I've done. That's got some. I'm gonna say some got a lot of attention. And then that happened, and he was like, "Well, who's like working with you? What's happening?" And I'm like, I'm pretty much independent. I don't really have. I mean, I have, people that look out for me. We have our back, like big ups to Fresh and Local out here in Atlanta that I deal with. Shouts out Nolan, G, and all my peoples. Y'all know who y'all are. An arts guild where we just have each other's back, but I never really had like, people saying, hey, let's work and push this thing further until Jay came along. And I even tried to get him to sign like paperwork, like, oh, we got to sign. He's like, no, let me prove what I can do first.
All right.
Sign of it. So when he said that, I was like, okay, that's real. He wants to show and prove first before it gets down to all of that. And so far, so good.
That's where that trust thing comes from, right? Mm-hmm. I want to show you. I'm not out to get you. I want to show you what I can do, and then you can make the decision whether you want to do this. And when that happens, we become family, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna tell you the story.
What's your side, Jay?
What's your story, Jay?
What's your story?
Nah. So it's basically like that. But what happened was, so I was working with Ray Luger. That's another one of our family members. I'm actually probably releasing his project before Keith's. Okay. And I'll explain to you why. Because his is only an EP, that's why. But that's one of the reasons. And another thing is, I was working on this project, and when I heard Key, I was like, you know, she's dope. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I reached out. I did reach out, and I said, well, my son who really don't give me no beats, you know, I'm gonna let that be known. But he come through when he want to come through. So he gave me the Shoot for the Star beat. So I was like, well, I'm a surprise Ray. I have a habit of doing that. Like I will honestly say that I will actually add somebody onto a beat before I would give it to Ray or Key. I would do that. Mm-hmm. And you know, I probably get chewed out later on, but most of the time since I've been doing it, they've been okay with it. But I actually wanted to give surprise Ray with the beat, but I wanted to get Ray the beat with Key verse on it before. Right. So when I sent the beat to Key sent it back. I was like, yo, nah, I can't send this to beat to Ray. So I had to convince Ray to tell him, yo, this not gonna fit the project, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go with another beat. Right. And he's like, yeah, you right, man. So by that time, I told Key she could have the whole beat, and that's how Shoot for the Star came from.
Okay. Yeah. That's a nice story. Nice story.
Yeah. And then Shoot for the Stars made it on the Red Man Come Get It playlist, and the rest is history on that one too. Yeah.
I love it. I love
domino effect of great things after that.
Yeah.
So back to the business. Like, I have an 18-year-old son who loves the business. He's a rapper, and he just kind of does his thing. He started out just doing it in his closet, and I'm like, no, not getting in the business because it's grimy. Nope. You know, I can't stop him because he has a love for music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me some of the things that to look for. I know you got to know the business, but what are some of the experiences that you had that was like, this don't feel right, this ain't right? Maybe contracts, maybe, I don't know. What are some examples that you can share?
You want me to go, or you want to go?
You can go ahead.
So first and foremost, what you want to do is you want to brand yourself. You want to basically prove yourself to people that you could basically do it on your own. Now, the thing is, constantly putting work out there, let people draw a crowd to you. Like, people get familiar with your songs and get familiar with you.
Right.
Being independent is the best way to go because you control everything. You controlling everything. As opposed to you going to somebody else and asking them for a deal, you can say, hold on, I created my own buzz. That's what we and Key doing right now. We creating our own buzz so that when we do step up to the plate, we already did our homework. We already say, okay, only thing we need y'all to do is come in and distribute us. As far as everything else, we covered out on our own. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the first thing you want to definitely do is brand yourself, get yourself out there, put as much content you can put out there to get people familiar with you. And because then these labels will come looking for you. You ain't got to look for them. And then you can negotiate your deal. As opposed to you saying, okay, I want to get a demo and then I want to take it to labels. I've been in this business for so long. I've seen the most grimy stuff happen in a lot of these labels, you know, so I wouldn't advise people to do that. But if you have a rapport with a lot of people like I do, I could go straight to the source. Like, yo, listen, man, I got some work I'm working on. Check this out. Yeah, man, I like this, but it ain't okay. Let me go to the next person. So I have that type of rapport with a lot of big people. And that's one thing I was successfully being blessed for, is that having rapport with people. I mean, top dog people. I could go to Columbia Records. I could go to Interscope Records. I got a lot of great rapport with a lot of people. So when I speak, they know I speak value. They like, okay, Jay got something going on. Let me see what he's got going on. And most of the time, they would be like, okay, let's do some work. But this time, I just feel like what I'm doing is I'm not going to say me because it's us. What we're doing is we branding ourselves. And we're branding ourselves as a team, as a foundation. Like when you come into our foundation, it's family. We all look out for each other. We all make decisions. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we do it. And that's how you're going to be successful. Because guess what? Now when they see like, yo, their team is tight, they're about their business, and everybody on the same team, you can't go wrong. But if they see anything that they can manipulate you in, they're going to say, yo, you know what? We can't do business because they got some grimy stuff going on.
That's right. I love that. I was going to ask you, I have it as a question is, do you prefer independent or to go after the big machines behind you?
Independent.
Just kind of answer that.
Definitely independent. And, Russ is an artist that, a lot of people have been modeling after these days because he has proven that being independent is the way to go. You even have a lot of legends that have been in the game that are like, okay, yeah, and we now independent, The difference between the legends and the people that are just now coming out is that they already have built their fan base from way back when they were with the label. Yeah. So that crosses over. So that's like the difference. But definitely independent. And I would say for artists, just on a spiritual level, to like know yourself, know yourself. Don't let anyone try to manipulate who you are to get further. Don't compromise. You know what I mean? Don't compromise.
I love
just
that.
Just because sex is selling over here doesn't mean that you have to sell it. There's plenty of examples of artists out there that are being true to themselves, that are really doing it, Right. So no, that's a lie. I just watched a video and it broke my heart. There's an artist out now. Her name is Suki Hana. I don't know if you heard of her.
I haven't.
Oh boy, she broke the internet along with Kanye and Drake this week because of her video. But it broke my heart because here it is, this beautiful Black woman crying on YouTube about how she didn't lawyer up and basically sold over just her whole entire self over to a label. So it's stories like that, that you have to model after and know, like, okay, I'm not going to go that route. Thank God she put the video out to let people know, yo, lawyer up. Please know what you're reading, because people get so caught up in the hype and the fame. Like, well, I'm going to be a big star. I'm going to be out here. So I'm just going to sign my name. I don't care what it says. They could be telling you that they want the blood of all 3 of your children or something. And you say, so lawyer up, know yourself, and
know your worth too.
Know your worth too. Yes. Know your worth. Don't just let them have you. You know what I'm saying? Know yourself, lawyer up, whatever. If you got to band your family together, friends together. Okay. We got to get money to get this retainer fee down so this person can look over this contract, and do not get a lawyer that is a lawyer for the same label, because they all work together. Don't do that. Like, Yeah, be smart and do that. There's so much information out there between, books, YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's out there. So if you're really going to be a part of this industry, do your, like Jay said, do your due diligence, man. Do your research. There's too much information out there for you not to succeed and to not get gypped. You got the TLC stories. You got the Hammer stories. You got the Sukahana stories. You got a million stories. De La, oh my goodness, De La just got out of the mess with Tommy Boy. Now their stuff can go on streaming services. Like, who would imagine De La not having their stuff on streaming all of these years? Now they're just getting to a point in this part of the game to do it. It was a big celebration. I was on the stream that day that they announced it. That's a shame. It shouldn't have been that way.
It's sad. It's sad.
A lesson learned.
It's those stories that I tried to sway my son out of it, but he loves the music. He's in tune to everything. But I'm saying it's more than that, because when you have newcomers come to the business, they see the glitz and the glamour. They don't pay attention to everything. You can't get from A to Z without getting A, B, C, D, all the alphabets in the letter, right? In the letters in the alphabet. So just try to, be out here myself and learn from him, because he's not going to not do it. He won't stop. I'm begging him till he won't. But I'm saying you have to know that, because it's those stories. And you have to be listening. If you, like you said, if you really want to be in this business, you better listen.
Listen. And take advice from, especially, pride has to step out of the way, because, a lot of people don't like to be told something. They don't like to be told nothing. You can't tell me that. Always be willing to learn, like my ears are always open. It took for me to get into, an arts guild where there's an art. Shouts out to Jay Nolan. I gotta big him up, because he is taking the knowledge that he's learned. Each one teach one. He's telling artists, hey, did you know that if you perform at a venue and you're with the PRO, you can get paid for that? And this is how you get paid. Who would have known? Because nobody's just readily telling you, So it's people like him and other folks that are like willing to spread that knowledge so that we can prosper. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known that. It may not be a lot right away, but trust me, it put gas in my tank. Okay. So
Yeah.
It adds up. Oh, it adds up. When them quarters come around and you know, they go, oh, okay, I got a little bit of coins I can put in my gas tank. I can buy myself dinner, you know, because unless you're super huge, you know, it's not going to be that much yet, right? But it's something. It's something. You're getting something for your art, you know. Right. So shouts out to people like Nolan and all those guys that share that information to help us prosper. I've learned a lot. And I would say, you know, I ain't gonna tell my age, but like later in the game, it took like all of this time to be, oh, so that's how that works. Okay.
But you know what, Key? That's an example right there. What you say is that it's not going to happen overnight.
No,
it's a journey. It's a journey, and you're going to come into some bumps in the road. How are you going to combat that? You got to know, you know, what you got going on. You got to know who you are in this game.
Yeah.
Everything that you said. So Jay, let me ask you this. What is your greatest advice? I mean, we talked about some good stuff in here. What's your greatest advice that you give to a newcomer coming into the business? You know, yeah. What's the best thing that you? What's the first thing that you would tell them?
Learn the business. Learn the business. Learn what you're getting yourself into. It was fortunately for me. I had a lot of great friends that took me under the wing, even down from track masters. You know, shout out to them cats. They took me under the wing. My man DR period. You know, cats like that. I had Mark Jordan, was the VP of Columbia Records. Lenny Nicholson, which is Anne Marie husband. That was my guy. I was Nas A&R. Antoine Marchand, which is Foxy Brown older brother. It was cats like that. Those that, you know, they mold me well. Like, yo, bro, this is how you learn. You know, and Don Poole's another one. You know, shout out to him too. So it's a lot of big heavy hitters that I've been around that, you know, that just love the energy. It was like, yo, I'm gonna show you, man, how to do it, man. And it was those type of Matt Life is another one from Loud Record. That's my guy too. So it was a lot of cats that took me under the wing and showed me the way and showed me the real business. And that's why to this day, I partner with my peoples. Like I say, yo, I could play all these positions, but you gonna know this as well. So that way you could know what to look for if we decide to say, okay, we will part our ways. And when I mean part ways, doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. Is that now you outgrow what you came from. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I always tell Key, like I tell Key this, I say, Key, as you go along, stop snatching up other artists and start putting them under your brand. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that I've tried to incorporate into our family. Like, yo, okay, we got producers and stuff, you know, shout out to Static and my man Funk Star and my son JR. Mm-hmm. And it's a couple of Rosti, you know, so it's a couple of brothers that, you know, that we trying to build.
When I learn more, I'm
yeah, see what I'm saying? So it's things like that yeah, you know, I always advise them to always look for other, you know, talent, you know. Don't just subject yourself to one thing because you boxing yourself in again. But learn the business is definitely one, and knowing what you're getting yourself into, and also market is a very big thing. You know, make people, you know, want to check for your music. Everything that you put out doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good. You know, it might be good to some, but it might be bad to others. Mm-hmm. You know, prime example, we put out, me and Keith put like 3 singles out, two singles with me and one with my son. And some people will say, well, they like this one better than the other one. Some people say they like this song better than the other one. So it's just a preface thing. You know, as long as you keep putting that content, people will get it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I love it. You guys, we're going to wrap up. I could go on and on and on.
Right.
Keep doing, especially because I am on a mission with my son. But, but I know it's Saturday. We got to get back to what we got to get back to. So where can people find you guys on social media sites? Key, you go first.
You can find me on Instagram at I am Key Turner. That's I am KETURNER. And also on Facebook at Key Turner Music, KETURNER Music. And I always joke when it comes to Twitter, I don't do Twitter, okay? Like, I know people like, no, it's too much for me. If I got to sit up here and manage my own social media account, something got to fall by the wayside, okay? It's too much. It's too much to keep up with, and I don't like Hootsuite because I don't like the whole copy over stuff. I'm not on Twitter, you guys. I'm not. Okay, so if you want to follow me, just do IG. Everybody on IG anyway. Who ain't on
Oh
IG?
yeah, I love IG. I love IG. On
That's
Twitter.
all I need.
Yeah,
Twitter,
but
I can't.
IG for me.
Yeah, IG for me. That's my preference. So sorry for you Twitter people. You know, if you really rock with the music, just go ahead and follow me on IG. Create an account and follow me, bruh. Like, yeah. Also, you can get my music. My music is streaming on all platforms. Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, you name it. You can also get some exclusive releases that Jay and I have as well. If you go to my Bandcamp page, like we got a track out now called Lay You Down, that's Bandcamp exclusive. And my Bandcamp page is keyturnermusic.bandcamp.com. And you can pretty much find everything there, everything. And some
Okay, thank you so much. Can't wait to follow you. I'll go follow you. When I get off of here.
Follow back.
Yes, what about you, Jay? What up?
I'm on Instagram. It's Jayswiftz DA producer. That's my Instagram. On Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse as well. You can catch me on Clubhouse. I think it's the same exact name, Jayswiftz DA the producer. That's pretty much it. I'm not a really big fan of social media, but I do it because, you know, promotion wise. But like you said, you could go to Key Bandcamp, you know, and you can follow up there to get the exclusive stuff. You know, be on the lookout for her album. Be on the lookout for Ray Luger projects.
Yay!
Be on the lookout because we definitely coming. We got a lot of great things that's coming out. Coming. So just be on the lookout for that. You know, of course, I got stuff with Papoose now. You know, check my man Rothstein out and his single. You know, we got to shout out the people. You know what I'm saying? So
J.R.
Swift, Static, Funk Star for Crummy Beach. But it's a whole bunch.
Crazy.
Be on the lookout for Ray Luger projects called American Soil, exclusively produced by me.
Hey,
it's an EP.
Yes.
Hey,
thank you for having us. Oh my God.
Keith Turner. Keith Turner's on there.
I'm on there, y'all.
I loved this interview, y'all. Thank y'all for coming to Black Link Magazine. I cannot wait to connect with the magazine so we can get that out there in the articles and whatever else we need to talk about, Jay, about that magazine, you know, what we can do about that. Other than that, y'all, we're going to get out of here for now. Know that Black Link Magazine supports both of y'all, all of y'all, your whole family.
Thank you.
Remember, you guys, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.
God bless.
Yes.